Namaste
Namaste Techies.
Techies.
Namaste Harjit.
Namaste Anup. So goofy.
Always.
Always. And you have a blooper call that too. So goofy. Oh yeah, we have so much fun. That's the whole point, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, anyways, we were just talking before we recorded on what do we want to show today, but we've been doing a lot of like Windows 365, which we will get back to it very soon, you know. But we thought we will change it up today. We do something completely different, going back to old school, I guess, right? Um, and
Probably some people might not like or won't like if we say old school for this thing, right?
well, not old school. It's current school.
Yeah. It's always I don't know. It's always green kind of thing, right? I don't know.
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah. So, anyways, we want to talk about WMI for Windows devices, right? Um, what it is, where how you access it, and so on and so forth, and then um, how it's connected with Config Manager and that stuff.
Yep.
So, all right, go for it.
Let me try to share my screen and show some fun stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me minimize all these things and let me talk about WMI Explorer and Vinay's tool, right? Vinay created this tool, and this is very useful for
Yes.
um, SCCM admins because I don't know. Maybe there are a lot of people apart from SCCM admins uses this, but I know only about SCCM. That's what I can speak. So yeah, this is very useful for SCCM admins, and whenever you so basically going back to WMI, right? What is WMI? WMI, from my perspective, it is just a database which stores all the information about Windows operating system and hardware details, probably some software details, etc., right? So that is not the textbook definition of WMI. If you
Right.
want to learn that, probably you might need to go to Microsoft documentation and read all those wonderful details about the textbook definition of WMI. But from my perspective, it is just a database, a smaller version of database within the Windows 10 or Windows operating system, right?
Windows, yeah, all Windows operating
Yeah.
systems. Yeah.
Okay. So first of all, without WMI, probably SCCM cannot exist, right? Not probably, it is for sure. Right. So we need from SCCM perspective, we need WMI, and all SCCM is collecting all the device related details or operating system related details through WMI, right?
All the various classes and
Ye-
stuff like
ye-
that.
yeah,
That come.
exactly. And all these SMS providers, I don't know, have you heard about SMS providers or not? Many of you might have heard about. So SMS provider, everything is connects to WMI, etc., and get the details, those kind of thing, right? I'm not going to go into details of this, but I just wanted to we just wanted to give an overview of WMI from the server side and the client side, right?
Why don't you show from the config manager console client settings where all
Yep.
that stuff is enabled and
Yep. Uh, Let me try to connect to console, and you can see over here, if I go back to assets and compliance, and if I go to one of my mission and open up Resource Explorer, right? Over here, I have opened up the Resource Explorer, and you can see different nodes over here, or kind of folder structure or hierarchy structure over here, right? And you can
Mhm.
see a lot of details coming from the client side. Okay, for example, disk drive. If you want to see what is the disk hard disk information for that particular client, you can see get these details. Memory, you can get the memory details. So these details are coming from WMI, right? If you go to default browser, you can see default browser is all details are also coming from the client side, right? So this is
Lot
this
of
is
lot
big.
of information. Yeah.
Yeah, lot of information is coming from WMI side. And before we go into the WMI actually showing the WMI part or components and the classes within WMI and instances within WMI, just wanted to show how WMI is important from a WQL query perspective as well, right? So from a server side, if you go to queries and edit a query statement over here, you would be
Mhm.
able to see the show query language over here, and probably you would be able to find all these things, right? Classes within WMI. Okay, SMSR underscore SMSR SMS underscore R underscore system, etc., right? All these things would be available in WMI itself, right? So to find that out, what you need to do is you need to download that WMI Explorer. That is the easiest way, right?
Yeah.
WMI Explorer from Vinay, and you can connect to uh, a server, basically, right? You can connect to a server over here and click on connect.
Or even
And
the local machine.
yeah, local machine. This is basically local machine, right? I can say maybe it is
Yep.
automatically taking the local machine name, and you can see in namespaces for this particular SMS server, right? And all the SMS server details are available under this particular namespace. If you double click on that, you would be able to see all the classes, right? This is a hierarchy, right? For example, namespaces. First namespace, this one, root slash SMS, and then SMS slash site underscore MEM is my site code, right?
Mhm.
And over here, this is the second level, or probably third level, right? I would say second level classes, right? These are the WMI classes, right? And what we have seen in that query is SMS underscore R, right? Let me try to check that whether that is available or not. SMS underscore R. So if I go down somewhere, or you can use the search option over there, quick filter, right? SMS underscore R, right? See, all
Mhm.
these SMS underscore R stuff is available here. IP network. This is the table, probably, where it is storing all
Database.
the, yeah, all the WMA database, right? All the IP details, IP network details, and this is the system thing. And over there, all the system records and all the properties related to that system records will get stored. For example, if I double click on that, it will go to the next layer, right? Or next level of hierarchy, level in the hierarchy, right? And you can see the resource IDs for each systems, right? So for example, if you want to find the resource ID for one particular, probably I need to cancel this, because it's always tricky now with the new version of the
Console.
yeah, new version of the console. Let me go to the collection and check whether that is available over there or not. Resource ID would be available in collection. Can you see somewhere? Because when I try to share something and demo, I am
No, you have to keep going down, I think.
Yeah. Resource ID. Hey, somewhere here. Resource ID, right?
Yep.
So
Okay.
so this is once it ends with 221, right? Let me find out that 221 thing. 221. Okay, that's the first one. Interesting. Okay. So this is the device properties which is stored in WMI, right? So let me arrange the screen over here, and this, this is the third, this is first, second, third, and this is the fourth one, right?
Mhm.
Fourth level, you would be able to find what is the AD tenant details, etc. AD site, which AD site, agent name, all those details, right? Heartbeat, inventory, all those details are there available, right? All these details are already available in the record itself, right? For example, if you go to pro- properties of this client,
Mhm.
and you can see the same thing over there, right? So if I can minimize, and can see the tenant ID, device ID, and same thing you can see over here also in the
Yeah.
WMA tenant ID. So so all these things are coming from WMI, or taking it from WMI, right? So that's the server side of the things. Right now, let's go to the client side and check what is there in the client side, right? So WMA Explorer, right? And in WMA Explorer, you can see there is a namespace called CCM, right? So root CCM, that is for the client details, right? So
Mhm.
if you want to see the client details, you can see this from the CCM instance namespaces, right? And within that, you would be able to see various different components of the CCM, right? um, the SMS over here, if I double click on that, you would be able to see all these things, processor processor details. If I
Right.
want to see the processor information, you would be able to see that instance over there, and in that instance you would be able to see the exact processor detail over here. What is that? Intel 64 family, 6 model 8 and all, right? All those details are there. So this is the one way of looking at it, right? And the other way is, if you can directly go to, for this you need to download this WMI Explorer,
Right.
but for the different, there's a different method. If you try to connect to WMI with default application which is already available in all Windows, right? So that is called, it's not application probably, it's a component, right?
It's a
With
tool.
of the
Yeah.
Windows, yeah. So WebM test. So this is one of my favorite, and I used to use this for SCCM and SMS troubleshooting, basically, right? When SMS, I started with SMS to 2003, I think. So root, you can connect, the default connection will go to this particular namespace, but
Mhm.
for SCCM related stuff, I normally connect to this. Okay, there's something wrong. Okay, let me let me see what is happening over there. Root CCM. Okay. It is CCM. CCM is the client component, right? And server is SMS. Okay. So don't get confused. Like me, SMS is server side and CCM is the
Client
client
side.
side. And okay, let me explain that. You have two options to find out something over here. One is you can query, and similar to SQL, and you can say select star something something, right? For example,
Yeah.
if you want to find some property particular instance, you can use that. Otherwise, there is a, if you don't know exactly what is the class name or something, what you can do is you can click on enumerate classes, and you can click on recursive, okay, click okay, and in the recursive you would be able to see there are a lot of SMS related stuff, right? Over here, local MP, if you want to find the local MP which the client is connecting to, you would be able to see that, right? For example, if you double click on that, you would be able to see the details of it, instances of it, if you want to see that, right? So there's an interesting option somewhere here. Okay, instances, right? Before going into instances, I always, what I do is I normally hide system properties so that I see only the value I am particularly looking for, right? So
Hmm.
that is somewhere, sometimes it's very helpful, right? So this is the one instance I can see local MP details. If I double click on that and go to MOF file, you would be able to see what is the exact details. But at the moment, I can't see anything over here. But normally, you should be able to see, right? So let me try to collect. Close this and try to find out some other information, probably um, CCM client site mode was okay. CCM client. Let me try to find whether there is any instances over there in this or not. Okay, so it, this is an example, right? Over here with this, you would be able to see. I already click on this one, right? Hide system
Hmm.
properties. Otherwise, you would be able to see all these in entries, which are not probably most relevant for our scenario, right? Path, which what is the path for that particular string, etc. That those things are not relevant for our SCCM kind of troubleshooting or configuration manager kind of troubleshooting, right? So that is why I normally do hide system properties and then go to MOV file to check the values actually. So this is very interesting, right? And you would be able to see what is the previous client ID and what is the GUID details of the client, right?
Hmm.
And what is the last GUID change date, etc., etc. All these informations, if you remember, we are collecting, we are querying this for some of the WQL queries and find out which is the latest hardware information, etc. To find when is the last hardware information sent from the device, or when is which is the active client, etc. Right? So all these WMI informations are very, very interesting and very useful for SCCM side of troubleshooting, right? Configuration manager side of troubleshooting. But make sure that you don't go to SCCM server, right, and connect to WMI using WBM test and delete something, right?
Yeah.
So that was the quick thing I wanted to share. Do you have anything to add, Hajit?
No, I think that's basically wanted to show the tools which you did, and then client settings is the one where you can enable more classes. Um, if you want to show that real quick,
If
yes,
I
there was
go
a
to,
time that we needed to enable additional BitLocker classes to collect, the encryption levels and stuff like that, and
yeah,
uh, so. Yep. And if you expand, yeah, you can see what it's going to collect, right? All those details for your reporting and queries. um, there's one for updates as well called
yeah, Windows Update is there, and Windows
yeah.
Update Agent is there, right? Version details, etc., etc. So yeah, this is really fun stuff. If you have not yet looked into this, then you should.
All right. And if there's stuff missing here, you can either add or import like the MOF files
Yeah,
and
yeah.
and stuff like
Yeah.
that um, uh, to start collecting that
See.
kind of information from the devices
Yeah.
to give you that information in SCCM. And yeah,
Yeah, that's interesting, right? It shows it's collecting directly from WMA classes, right? So that is what we already showed. Yeah, that's
right,
a cool fact.
exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah, but this is where it is. And
yeah.
so that's pretty much it. I think, I'm not an expert in WMI. And so I,
Yeah, even I'm not expert in WMI. I know
right,
how to troubleshoot something, but
yeah,
there are a lot of other people, like Kim and all, right?
who
Super
really
super
deep into
expert,
it,
right?
right?
Yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah. You can find this out if you check his Twitter handler name, right? The Twitter handler, right? So that's
WMI
something.
guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and he's a good guy. So,
Yeah.
anyways, no, that's good. It's something light and something different that we are doing for this episode. So, give us some feedback, right? Let us
Yeah.
know. And
We always support diversity, right? So that's why.
yes, yes, exactly, and diversity in products too.
Yeah.
Right? Not
Exactly.
just people, products.
Yes. Uh,
So does that mean you're going to be talking about iPhones and
yeah, probably managing iPhones through Intune or using Intune
yeah, yeah,
someday.
or Mac management and
Yeah.
Intune and stuff like that? It's different. It's different.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, there are certain things that you know they do or don't do, and what people expect and
Yeah.
get. So we can talk about that in the future episodes. That will be fun. Yeah,
Yeah.
but again, I think in all aspects, things are starting to move really into the cloud space. Everything's starting to from what I'm seeing from my side, and I know you are as well. That that's the companies are moving that way, users are moving that way. Well, think about it, right? We now have you know, no passwords for Microsoft accounts and stuff like that. It's really brilliant, right? It's
Uh,
uh, it's technically it's always been there, kind of a thing, because people like us have been using two-factor and
mm,
the authentication apps and stuff. But now it's just something that you can set up so that don't know your password.
yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Just use
Yeah.
so and
It,
this
it,
has
it
been
was it
talked
was very
about for so
cool
long.
actually. Yeah,
What is that?
true. No, it was very cool. Like I had an experience this weekend,
Yeah.
and it is like I never tried to log in from my mobile to tech community, right?
All right.
It was always like kind of not very good experience, end user experience. I don't remember my password, so I need to
Right.
go back to some LastPass. I forgot the name.
LastPass and something
Yeah,
like that.
yeah, something like that, and try to find out that username and then password, and then copy that into this, and that was not good at all, right?
Yeah.
But after enabling this passwordless thing, it was like within few seconds, the authenticator prompted me to authenticate. I authenticated, and it took my face ID, right? And I
Yes.
just logged in, right? So
Yeah.
amazing thing.
It is an
Yeah,
amazing thing. I've
yeah,
come across too. Like I've been times like I'm trying to log. I'm like, oh no, I don't remember the password. Oh, never mind. It's you can use your authentication app
yeah,
and Face ID or something.
yeah,
And that's the general. I think where we are moving into, and it's been like that. To be honest with you, it's been around. It's just
yeah,
that
yeah,
people haven't
yeah,
gone into that mode, right? Um,
yeah,
as they say, like, um, every single thing that you do online, I know it's super hard. I don't do it myself, but they say like, if you sign up for Facebook, use a separate password. sign up for Google, separate one, sign up for this, sign up for that, right? But then after a while, you're like, what the hell is my passwords? I don't know. So you keep resetting it,
Yeah.
right?
And
And then,
the best recommended practice is every 30 days, or I don't know, like three
yeah,
months or something, you need to reset all the passwords.
yeah, yeah. And I see that happening with some of my Microsoft 365
Yeah.
accounts. I'll get notification, oh, we need more
Yeah.
information. I'm like, oh, it's that time again. So you gotta
Yeah.
verify your email, you gotta verify your phone, right?
Yeah.
Put the codes in and then go on. And it is
Yeah.
tedious, but
Security is essential,
yeah,
but not probably causing trouble to end users, right?
yes,
You need to find a balance between security policies as well as the end user experience.
yes,
Then
yes.
it makes sense. Otherwise, it is going to be
It's
horrible, right?
it's too challenging. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah. So, but this is a good step, right? This is the first step to doing that. Everybody's got a phone now, so
Yeah.
why not use that? Uh, yeah. So it's awesome. Anyways, so until next time, you know where to find us, and
And no. Yes. I'm going to add one more thing, right? What is that? If you don't like the video, dislike it, right? If you like the video, like it. If you don't like it, dislike it. There's a dislike button also. We don't disable it.
don't dislike it.
No, no, that is also going to increase our reach, right? So, so that's fine. If you don't like, dislike it, right? If you like it, but do something,
Yeah.
right?
But at the end of the day, like,
Yeah,
share,
yeah,
you know,
subscribe.
subscribe,
Yeah,
and help us out. We are actually gaining some good number of subscribers, so it's wonderful.
yeah,
And eventually, we'll reach 1,000.
yeah,
We'll
and
get there.
yeah, we'll get there, and we are not running behind the subscribers. So,
No, we're not.
from the stats, we can see like 80% of our viewers are not subscribed to our channel.
Yeah,
So, if you can help us, that is fine.
yeah.
Otherwise, we don't mind.
So the
We are
benefit of
going
for
to come.
those of you watching, the benefit of subscribing is that you get, notified,
Exactly.
right? And things like that when we publish. So you get to know what we have. You get to see the description, you get to see the links we provide, things like that, right?
Yeah,
Otherwise, you have to pay attention to Twitter and Facebook and LinkedIn where you and I share
exactly.
stuff. And if you're not paying attention there, you're just gonna miss out. So that's
Yeah,
why you subscribe. So that's pretty much what it
exactly.
is. And also, things like YouTube, they've got their criterias where if you have X number of subscribers, you get certain features turned on and stuff like that.
Uh,
So that is also very helpful to us
yeah,
in order to be able to turn on some features
yeah.
so we can
And for branding also, right? So we
exactly.
can we can provide the custom URL, etc., for the
Yes.
YouTube channel, right? So that's
Yes.
always interesting, and it would be useful for you to find
Yes.
out.
Yes. So, anyways, until next time, namaste.
Namaste.